All right, I think they're ready for us, Steven. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's get it. So what's up, everyone? Thank you for watching another episode of We Got Next. I am one of your co-hosts. My name is Christian Hayes, and we have Steven with us along the way. So thank you all, just before we start out, for supporting us throughout this whole time. One of our videos we noticed had over 300 views, and that's a huge milestone for us. But then the bigger thing is, and I was talking to Steven, we're not just talking to people in America. I was looking at some of the analytics, and some of you all are from Slovakia, Czech Republic, Mexico, France, and we even saw India up there. So we want to appreciate everyone around the world that is tuning in to listen to us, whether you are listening on our new platforms like Anchor and Spotify, or if you've been an OG from the beginning watching us on YouTube. We do appreciate you all along the way. We just want to touch on the two giveaways before we go into our fast break. And the first giveaway is we're giving away $100 in Bitcoin once we hit 100 subscribers and then 100 likes on any video. And then the other giveaway that we are going to be doing is whoever can come up with the best cryptocurrency segment name will be able to win $25 in Bitcoin. So those two are the ones coming up along the way. Once again, thank you for all the support, but let's get into the fast break. So what you got for us, Steven?
All right. So you and I always exchange random videos that we see on Twitter, and I try and send you the ones I see from Instagram, but since you don't have Instagram, that's like half the good stuff. So like you don't even know what's going on. So let me share. So this one was like I don't even know why people would do this, but it's just funny. So before I go into it, the premise of this, and these are just crates that like milk carton crates, nothing crazy about them. They're pretty hard. Like we all know that they're not forgiving. They're not rubber. They're hard plastic.
Yeah.
Premise of this is to go from the bottom, go to the blue one, go all the way up to the top, and come all the way back down without falling. Right? It seems on the surface, it seems like you could do it, right? Because like they look pretty sturdy, but you'll see once you start getting to the top, it ain't gonna work.
You legit look at it as you go up the way.
Like,
he's on the.
Dude, he went down. Look at this. Wow.
He didn't even.
my guy went down hard, and I wish.
On everything.
See that guy? Yeah, that guy. Like, bro, he barely moved, and it just goes down.
Yeah, no. That
hard,
was
dude.
Happening. And there was, that one was the funny one because he got to the top and you're like, all right, we got past the tough part. Nope. Like you said, those guys are unforgiving because he started that.
Yep. Oh.
All of them.
Like,
the whole thing.
Yeah. Everything is collapsing. You just gotta go. Like, you just gotta go. And
because he was good when he got
the longer you wait, the more your body's starting to sway. It stopped after this one, but Lord knows what she was going to do.
Yeah, that wasn't going to end.
So, yeah, that was. I did see that there was a couple people who made it across, but not.
It wasn't on the first try. I know for a fact.
Oh God, no!
You have to practice that and be like, all right, let me get this down.
Like shit, man. You know how long up I took for them to set that back up every single time?
Yes.
Every single time.
How do you put the ones on the top? Because I know everyone's not tall enough to reach it.
Yeah, probably just put people on shoulders and whatnot. Get some ladders, It's the street, so people are trying to figure it out,
Hey, any way possible. So we did one fast break, and we want to get into the breaking news. I had a bunch of things lined up, but then when I heard about this an hour or two before we actually started the show, I knew we had to go into this. So congratulations to Cade Cunningham, Steven's boy for the Detroit Pistons. He signed a multi-year partnership, they call it, with BlockFi, which is a cryptocurrency platform that I encourage a lot of people to use. They're very user-friendly. They have a lot of different cryptocurrencies, and they're starting to add even more. They have your BNB. So they have BUSD, then they have Bitcoin, they have Litecoin, Ethereum, Uniswap, and then starting to add more as well. But the premise of it is he's going to get a signing bonus that he got from the Detroit Pistons, as well as some of it from BlockFi, and he will be converting it straight into Bitcoin. This is something that he viewed that is important for his future, but also he will be a spokesperson for BlockFi, which is very big. As you all know, Trevor Lawrence did the same thing. And if you get that number one pick to do it, it generates so much awareness. More so not even people investing, but people will start to wonder, all right, what is this? Because you got Trevor Lawrence, then you have Cade Cunningham, and you also have Tom Brady, who has his own NFTs with auctions, and he has like Tiger Woods, Naomi Osaka, and Wayne Gretzky, just to name a few over there. So they sign autographs, and it's through DraftKings. So you can only imagine what DraftKings is going to start doing there too. So congratulations to Cade. It's a big thing because also another one of Steven's boys, Saquon Barkley, is doing the same thing, accepting all of his marketing dollars in Bitcoin. So we got to congratulate them on that. Speaking of Saquon Barkley and Penn State, Steven, what you got coming up for everybody?
Yeah, so you have your crypto segments during the week with your folks, and I'm going to be doing the same thing with Penn State football. Each week, I'm going to put out just a quick hitter. We're going to call it quick slants. It's going to be 30, 40 minutes. Do a little preview of the season coming up here. I'll put the first one out next week. Little preview of the season, what the expectations are in State College. I always have eyes and ears on the ground in Happy Valley, so I'll hopefully get some little nuggets for everyone to pass along and everything, and get some ins and outs during practice and whatnot. So, and then as the season starts, we'll preview the upcoming opponent. We'll recap the games. Hopefully get some guests on. I'll try and make it as consistent as possible during the week. If something happens or there's breaking news or, whatever, I'll kind of throw one out there if I need to, but, it'll be cool. Like I said, we'll try and get some guests on. I know a couple of people who are going to be interested in, and I know that a large portion of the people who are going to be watching this particular episode, probably like 99.9% of them are not Penn State football fans, or maybe don't even know who Penn State football is. Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm accepting applications for the Penn State football fan base. You only have until this season's over to get on the bandwagon, because after this season we're taking off, and you might as well get on now so you can tell people I was on board when Penn State took off initially. So it'll be cool though. I've always, obviously, me, always wanted to have something Penn State related to talk about and kind of dive into things. And we'll do it on this too. As the season goes on, we'll kind of have some mini breakdowns, and we'll have some guests on during this, but I'll have a primary focused segment during the week. Like I said, 30, 40, 45 minutes, depending on what's going on, depending on the week, depending on who we're playing or anything that's going on in practice. And I'll touch on all things college football. There's always a lot going on in the college football world, especially lately, with the name, image, likeness. People always talking about the college football playoffs, this and that. There's always some news and notes going on. So it'll be cool. It'll be good. We'll get it going as the season gets closer. Like I said, I'll put out the first one next week, and we'll just keep it rolling each week.
Where should people tune in to try and find it and listen to it at?
We'll promote it on, I don't know how much I'll do on YouTube. I'll probably do it through Spotify and the Anchor podcast. Keep it on there. Now, if it's something big and we have a guest on, and if that guest is cool with doing YouTube stuff, we might do it that way. So we'll kind of iron out all those details. And there's definitely going to be some good spots for people to go find some more Penn State news and notes. There's a couple of platforms everybody can go on, and obviously go follow Penn State football on social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff, to keep up with the news throughout the year. If you're tired of hearing my voice, you can go listen to other people talk about it. But it'll be fun. We'll have some guests on throughout the year, and hopefully we can go 15 weeks and make it to the national title game. And who knows, maybe Penn State will pay for me to go to the national title game and do a little spot for the We Got Next crew down in I forget where the national title game is this year. I think it's Miami, maybe, which would be dope. I'll go wherever. So yeah, it'll be a good time, and we'll keep everybody updated on when, where they can find it at, and timing and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that one. And it's something that Steven definitely touched on. We're able to tackle both the worlds this way because we'll have a lot of content on cryptocurrency on YouTube, but then now we'll be able to focus on Anchor Podcasts and Spotify. with the Penn State football. And we told you all in the beginning that Steven's a huge college football person and he can give a lot of analysis on it. What else I appreciate about Steven is he's then able to talk to you all about prospects that are going to be going into the NFL. So a lot of the people, like I found out more so about Miles Sandler and then even Christian Hackenberg when he was there, and a lot of the defensive players too. All of them I found out, I knew about them, but Steven's able to end up giving you more analysis and even a lot of the Ohio State players and then some of your Bama and Texas players too.
So I'll also touch on recruiting. That's another big thing. Currently right now, Penn State has the number 1 recruiting class for 2022. So just kind of like a little preview of what we're going to talk about. Like this season is James Franklin's 8th season, head coach at Penn State. This is a monumental season potentially for him. If things go the way I think they might. Now I'm not going to go 15-0 and win a national title like I usually do. But if this season goes the way a lot of people think, it could really springboard Penn State into the next 4 or 5 years with the talent we have coming in. And Penn State won the Big Ten title in 2016. Everybody from that team is gone. So it's a whole new era now. It's a whole new slate of guys. So a lot of big things coming up. We'll get everybody up to speed on everything Penn State football related and what's going on in State College.
Yeah. So that'll be good. We're going to touch on some of the cryptocurrency stuff now. So the first thing I want to talk to everyone about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sitting at around $47,000. Ethereum is sitting at a little over $3,000. So that's another big thing. And for all of my UTrust fans out there, because I told you I always try and keep you guys updated on it, UTrust is sitting at around 46 cents. So those are the 3 big things. And a lot of times people would end up talking to us and just questioning like what's wrong with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. It's dropping. You can clearly see, and I mentioned this in the beginning, that Tether will be a big indication of how the market is doing. Before, Tether was sitting around place 3 and 4, but Tether is now at 5. So USDT, number 1 is Bitcoin, like you all see, and just look at the growth of how it is. It's more so a healthy growth, and you start to see the decrease within Tether. Tether will always be around 99 cents to $1.01. It tries to be as one-to-one pegged to the dollar as possible. And then we have a new person that's been entering. We didn't talk about it last week, but I want to touch on it. So Steven, scroll down just a little bit all the way to probably number 10 or 11. So you see someone sitting at good old number 10. So Solana. So this is one a lot of people have been talking about. They are building so much out there. All of the people in Happy World, you all know. So ticker symbol HAPI. I know there's a lot of people out there that usually talk to me about Happy, and they are working with Solana. Polkadot's up there as well. They have a lot going on with their parachains and Kusama. And then you see a number 14. So Luna, Terra, that's a huge one that I mentioned to you all before. Sitting at number 14 with a price of 30.30 right now. So they are working with Travala, which Travala, everyone out there in the world, you know about like Travelocity, Priceline, Expedia, all those. Travala is the cryptocurrency version of your airlines agency, your travel agent. And the big thing with them is Terra Luna has a UST, which is a stable coin. So now you can pay for your trips around the world in a stable currency. You don't have to use Bitcoin. You don't have to use Ethereum. So I was joking with friends, but I'm actually serious. That's probably going to be my new go-to place to end up purchasing everything, because a lot of people that know me, I keep most of my investments from Shift Movement either in the stock market or it's going to be in cryptocurrency. And then even a lot of my personal money is tied up into cryptocurrency. So to not even have to take it out and just pay for it in cryptocurrency is a huge thing for me. You also see Binance, USD, BUSD. That's another one that is sitting lower. So you have USDT, you have USD, and you have Binance USD all falling down, which is a huge indication of what's going to happen with the market. Do not be surprised if the market does pull back to around 43 or 42,000 because we have been on a push up. We were down around 30, 31,000 not too long ago, and for us to move up is a big thing there. So that's what I want to touch on with CoinMarketCap. That's what we'll always use. I know people use Coin Paprika, some people use CoinGecko, but we usually use CoinMarketCap. It's just easier to use and a lot of people know about it. Sometimes we will use CoinGecko. I got to congratulate Crypto.com for another sponsorship they are doing. Now they're working with Serie A. For everyone out there in football world, you know that's where Juventus plays, AC Milan and AS Roma are out there in that league. So Now, whenever you end up watching the game, it's a huge sponsorship for them. Clearly, Crypto.com has a huge budget, but they will be the presenter of Goal of the Month within Serie A. They also will be the presenting sponsor in a lot of their different things. They call it a partner. So it'll be like presenting partner of XYZ. So that's a huge thing. Everyone that watches football or basketball, when they have seeing, let's say, for example, the Michelob Player of the Night. So it'll be the Crypto.com Goal of the Month type of thing. So that's another big thing for them. Touching on the next thing, so Blackrock. So everyone out there in the world, if you heard of Blackrock, so they are allocating $382 million into Marathon and Riot blockchain. So both of those are focused on the cryptocurrency world. And it's just big to see these big time companies investing so much. The next thing I want to touch on, because talking about people that are investing so much, and so I don't mess up anything with it. Everyone out there in the world, you know, Brian Armstrong, he works for Coinbase. And I quote, and he said this today, and this is another thing. We recently received a board approval to purchase over $500 million of crypto on our balance sheet to add to our existing holdings. And we'll be investing 10% of all profit going forward in crypto. I expect this percentage to keep growing over time as the cryptocurrency matures. So they are going to put $500 million in cryptocurrency on their balance sheet. And it just shows you the more we go forward, so many companies are going to start doing this. And I just have to say, it's huge for the cryptocurrency market. It draws a lot of awareness, but everyone out there that thinks, oh, I'm going to sell because it's going to get in lower, you're just going to be selling to people like this because they're going to end up buying it and then they're going to be holding. So you're just going to have to get it at a more expensive price. Other people that are doing it, Wells Fargo and JP Morgan. So both of them are creating a private client wealth fund. So for the wealthy clients, we'll be able to invest through them in cryptocurrency. I still personally believe they should just do it their damn selves. Anybody can invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency on their own, but a lot of wealthy clients would rather just have the brokers or bankers do it for them. It is another thing to make it easily accessible. So even though JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon over there with Chase, they weren't necessarily the most upfront and trustworthy when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency because they made it like a fraud and a scam and stuff like that in the beginning. They are getting on board, which we do appreciate. I wish they were more transparent, but seeing them both get on with this is very big and very important. Another one that has been kind of two-faced-ish is the former SEC chairman, Jay Clayton. So he is now joining the Bitcoin custody. And again, this is the Securities Exchange Commission, former chairman, Jay Clayton. So for him to get on board with this, that is another big thing. So just seeing all these people come into cryptocurrency or having an important part in the Bitcoin world is big. I want to bring Steven in for this next one we're about to do because it is with Google. And Google's valuation when they went public was $23 billion. So Jeff Bezos got in when it was under $1. I found that out back in like the 1980s or whatever. Now the valuation for Google is $1.8 trillion. And
that doesn't even make sense. It's like, I know it's Google, but like, what does that even mean? Like, how? Like, how's it get there? What's going on? Like, what is Google doing? Everybody else is not doing.
So what's crazy that a lot of people always wonder about, the valuation is basically what everyone is investing in to create it to that one. That's not even taken into consideration all the time how much revenue and stuff that they brought in or how much is their net income. So this is like what their shares are, what has gotten to that point. You just think about them, then you think about Microsoft. And then another one I found out is Facebook is over $1 trillion company too. And I'm just like, what the hell are these companies doing that is allowing them to get to these points? It's wild the amount of money, because then that guarantees, even though we knew it, but that means Mark Zuckerberg clearly in the billions of dollars. You have all the Google owners clearly in the billions. Bezos, although he's not a prime person anymore with Amazon, we know damn well he does things with Amazon, so he still gets a little money on the side. You have Musk that always gets money whenever the valuation of the company goes up. So that's the big thing with them. And then another thing converting on the balance sheet. So a biotech company called Spines Holding, they're converting a lot of their portion of the balance sheet into Bitcoin. So that's just another big time company that's going to be doing that. So we have to salute and congratulate them. But while we're on congratulations, I want to segue this over into baseball. So we don't talk a lot about baseball, but this is one person that Steven and I will always talk about. And Shohei Ohtani, he allowed 1 run over 8 innings, and he hit his 40th home run. So what are your thoughts on the man out there? You don't even get to hear about Trout anymore or think about Trout because of Ohtani's season that he's having so far.
I just don't think a lot of people understand what he's doing and how literally nobody else is doing it. Like, there's in football, baseball, and basketball, hockey, whatever. There's pretty much any sport. There's always a handful of guys or girls who are like putting up crazy numbers, and like everyone, it seems like every quarterback's throwing 40, 50 touchdown passes. It seems like every receiver is getting a ton of yards. College football, every running back's getting 2,000 yards. It's just like everyone's kind of the same thing. It's all cool. Like NBA players are scoring 50 points, like it's no one's business. Yeah. And like, that's cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, everyone's kind of doing the same thing. But like, what Shohei Ohtani is doing is different. Just a whole other level. And it sucks that he plays with Angels. I mean, people know about him because of what he's doing. And because, when a player comes over from Japan, or when a top prospect comes, from, the Dominican or whatever, you know about them because they're a big time prospect, especially when they come from Japan and how big baseball is over there.
Yes.
And you kind of knew about, what he could do. And the biggest thing was obviously, he pitches and he hits, and he does both at a very high level. And I think he's undefeated since July. His numbers are stupid. He's obviously got the 40 home runs, leads the majors in home runs. He's probably not going to get the MVP, but he should. Because the Angels aren't a great team. If he wasn't there, they would be, Trout's been out, so they would be pretty bad. But I just don't think a lot of people understand what he's doing, and we'll have to see what the rest of the rest of the career looks like. But what else I thought about when I was looking at his numbers, which again are mind blowing. I forget how many home runs he hit before the All-Star. I think it was like 34, 35-ish maybe.
Yeah.
And he was on a good pace, and he was on pace to, probably hit around 60-ish. Like I looked at Barry Bonds' numbers back when he hit 73 home runs, which is still,
that's mind blowing.
Just an astronomical number that someone will eventually get there. But when he did it, the same thing with McGuire and Sosa when they hit there. McGuire hit 70, 71, and when Sosa hit his 60-something home runs, like Bonds just tore that shit up.
He did, yeah.
And like at times he got walked.
Yes.
And the amount of home runs, like the amount of hits he had, and then the amount of those hits that were home runs, like that season was crazy. But he wasn't pitching as well. Ohtani was pitching and hitting last night. Like, and we've seen pitchers hit home runs, and it's cool to see that. But we don't see pitchers hit 450-foot bombs to dead center like every night. And I don't know if you catch him on when they show the videos of his home runs. The sound the ball makes coming off of his bat is completely different from everybody else's. I can close my eyes and watch his home runs compared to everybody else's, and I can pick out Ohtani's. Yeah, it's so loud, and you just know right away, gone, like 450 feet, like every time. It's crazy. People just get like how impossible it seems that he's the best home run hitter in baseball right now, and one of the better pitchers in the majors. And I pray to the sports gods above that he keeps going, that he just keeps trucking along, maybe has a 50 home run season, just puts up stupid numbers all the time. I would lose my mind if he won a Cy Young Award and an MVP and batting title and home. Like if he just like had like that perfect season, that would be incredible. But I pray the sports guys, every time there's an athlete like this, I just pray that they just keep going. Knock on wood, they don't get hurt or like some off the field shit happens. I just hope that he stays healthy, and that he just keeps going and that he does his entire career, because I would love for him to win one, and I'd love for him to be on the East Coast or close to it so I can see him play more.
Thank you. Yeah, so two things I want to bring up with that, because a lot of times, a lot of the players are only at risk necessarily on one side of the bat, but with him, he's at risk both sides, because as a pitcher, if that shit comes right back at you, you might be done. So he has to protect himself there. But imagine getting a 95, 100 mile an hour fastball just straight to the head, straight to like you have to worry about it that, and then running to the bases. You see so many times. I'll never forget when Derek Jeter hurt his hamstring just running to first base. And it's like you can hurt yourself so many ways. So I really hope Ohtani does stay healthy. But the other thing is, I hope the Angels get better. Like I would really want him to be on a good team, because I think about it, the one I can put this towards, it's like Devin Booker. When Devin was doing really well with the Phoenix Suns when they sucked, and you're just like, or even Calvin Johnson or Barry Sanders, like don't let these years just go by. He is greatness you're clearly seeing, no matter if he plays one more year or 15 years. It's amazing. And they need to make sure to put a team around him too. You had these players going to the Dodgers. You had these players going to the Giants. Angels, can you guys get somebody? Like, y'all are the third best team in that small area. Like, how is that possible? Sorry, out of California, you're probably like the fourth, because the Padres are better than you right now. You got the Giants, you got the Dodgers, and the Angels are just chilling. So
it sucks because same thing when, before Shohei came around, we were talking about Mike Trout like this.
Yes.
Like, baseball purists know, or like just baseball, any sports fan who just knows how great of a player it is, like Calvin Johnson, for example. Calvin Johnson could have played on the moon and he would have done the same shit.
Absolutely.
Like it didn't matter where he played at. It just sucks that like those great of a players and those guys who seem, like they're great dudes and love the game and everything, not just like football, but any sport. You want to see them succeed. Like you want to see them be somewhere where you can watch them all the time. And we all know how much I love West Coast timing. You see him on the East Coast or whatever, or play for a good team. But then you got guys like Mike Trout who are just super loyal and they just want baseball and just have a good time. And like, I'm sure that they want to win a title, right? And who knows, maybe it might happen for the Angels. But like you said, they got to put a team around him, him and Ohtani. So they have two of the probably top 5 players in baseball.
Yeah,
and you gotta build around him. I'm feeling the same way about Saquon Barkley. Like, we're seeing like when Barkley was at Penn State, he never had a good offensive line, and we saw him do things that if he had a good offensive line, he wouldn't have had to do. He wouldn't have had to like create his own yards and things like that. And it's the same thing with the Giants, and I really hope that he. They figure it out and get shit going with him and get shit going with the team. But I just really hope that these guys stay healthy and we get to see them for a long time. Absolutely throwing the game and putting up insane numbers.
So someone else that put up some insane numbers, but not on the field, more so with his checks. We got to shout out Terry Rozier, because I don't like to always go back to the whole Dennis Schroeder thing, but
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, Terry Rozier just put himself in a great situation. Shout out to his agents, because this man just got $97 million over 4 years. Of course, it's not all fully guaranteed, but for the contract to show those numbers for Terry Rozier, that's pretty impressive. So I think it's more so impressive because you're not going to hear about Terry Rozier all over. He did very good for a good stint in Boston when he was Scary Terry, and that just got him that money. He's going to the right teams at the right time to do it. So congratulations to him for what he's doing on the East Coast, knowing the places to get the money at. And then we got a shot. So this one I want to talk about. because Rasheed Wallace is now the assistant coach at the University of Memphis. And I think the funny part about this shit is, you could see him in practice or in the game, sit on the sidelines at the free throw line. Ball don't lie. Like, I know he's about to be doing that the whole time. Just ended up just saying that. So that's something funny because it's going to be him and then it's going to be Penny Hardaway that are coaches out there. So congratulations to Rasheed Wallace on getting that. The next thing we want to end up talking a little bit about is the Summer League. So within the Summer League, I want to he's not going to do well, but Steven and I do talk about it. LiAngelo Ball. So Jello's in a unique situation out there, but congratulations to LiAngelo Ball for what he's been doing over the summer in the Summer League. But congratulations goes out to the Sacramento Kings for winning the Summer League. There's someone that I was talking the other day when Pillar Wallet was on with Kieran, and the Kings just have a young team. I don't know how long it'll take for the team to be good, but they have a young team over there.
Long time.
Yeah, I know.
Long time. Long time. Long time, bro. Especially in the West.
Like, they have
a long time, bro.
And they're so different from the Kings that you used to know that were good. Like when they had Peja and then they had Vlade Divac and Chris Webber. This team is just cats are gonna run and gun. I think they have Cauley-Stein still. No, they don't have Cauley-Stein. I think he left.
He's on the Warriors.
Yeah. But I know
something like that.
But they have Buddy Hield. I still know he's there. De'Aaron Fox is out there. And now they have Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
So
he was balling in the Summer League. He wasn't putting up like crazy numbers, but he was definitely balling. Good for him.
Yeah. So he's a Baylor Bear for everyone out there. They beat the Celtics, which is a wild part, 100-67. So
okay. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about Peyton Pritchard.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Peyton Pritchard, Boston Celtics player, minimal playing time during the regular season. Summer League is where he's going to shine. And all these NBA players, they always play in pickup games over the summer. They all have leagues back where they're from, where there's leagues all across the country where they go stop and play at. This man, Peyton Pritchard, had 92 points in one game.
I remember that.
Okay,
yeah.
and then I think he followed it up with like a 56-point game or something stupid like that. 92 points, Christian.
Anywhere, it doesn't matter where you are.
I don't care if you're playing in your backyard. I don't care where you're playing. I need to know. I didn't do the research on this, and I should have. I need to know how long that game was. What his stat line was. I think he also had like 8 boards and 5 assists. And why didn't he score 100? And like, I just need to know what was going on in this game. Like, was this just like one of those what do you like? Where's Melo and all them always playing like the Summit or something like that up in New York or whatever it is? Like, is it just one of those things? Like, what, like 92 points to bro?
It doesn't. I'm trying to figure out the time. Like, how much time did they give him in that game? And it's not like when everyone saw LaMelo back in high school and he scored like 70 or 80 points. And clearly he was cherry picking some of it. But there's no way Peyton was doing that the whole. How do you score 92 points?
I mean, you know what? I gotta look this up right now.
So
we're doing this. We're doing this right now.
Yeah. So while we're doing that, the co-MVPs for the Summer League were Davion Mitchell and then Cam Thomas. So Cam Thomas is out of LSU. He was pick number 29, which is another impressive thing by the Brooklyn Nets. So congratulations to them. Cam Thomas had 27 points per game in the Summer League. So hopefully he can get some sort of minutes. I was talking the other day when I was talking to Pillar Wallet. The big thing about Cam Thomas is Brooklyn Nets spent so much money or are going to spend so much on KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. They need some sort of bench players that are going to be on those rookie contracts or better minimum. Because also Blake Griffin's there. Of course, he's not taking up a lot of money, but that's another spot that's being taken up. And then Stephen brought up Peyton Pritchard. So the first team all Summer League team was Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, Davion Mitchell on the Kings, Trey Murphy III on the Pelicans, Peyton Pritchard on the Celtics, Jalen Smith on the Suns, Cam Thomas, who plays for the Brooklyn Nets, and then Obi Toppin on the Knicks. So those are the players that were on the All Summer League first team. Don't ask me to go into All Summer League second team because first up, that's a lot of players that you put on the All Summer League first team. I thought it was supposed to be like 5 players like in the All NBA. No, they said let's just give it 6, 7, 8 players for that one. So
I couldn't find it, by the way. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I just can't believe it. Even if I saw it, I just couldn't believe it. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas though, also dropping.
He was balling, yeah.
81.
Players
Dude,
started to pay attention.
You know what sucks about him is that I think he'll probably end up signing somewhere, either when training camp comes around or during the season. Bro, if he was like 6'3", 6'4",
it'd be different.
It'd be different. Like he'd be balling, bro. Like he'd be putting up 30 a game. Shit, like he put up 20 a game like 4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And he's like what, like 5'6"?
He's not a tall dude. Yeah.
No, and he's
doing it.
He's balling. If he was 6'3", 6'4", I mean he'd probably still be in Boston.
Yeah, yes. Because that's when he was doing really good. Something I want to bring up, because you brought up Peyton Pritchard, then you brought up Isaiah Thomas. A lot of these players want to go play in these pro-am games, and they really forget that they're NBA players, because after they make a game-winning shot, even like Trae Young, all the damn fans coming and just jumping on him and stuff. And I'm like, you don't have security that's going to be helping you the same way in NBA games. They're jumping on top of you. Then, of course, you got the one big security guard trying to fight his way through and get them like, bro, you're 5 minutes late. Like, you should have been there right when he made the shot, because it only takes one time for them to say, breaking news, Trae Young just tore his ACL, because everyone jumped on him. Oh, shit, what you going to do then? So that's the only thing. I get that they love basketball, or even when KD would be playing at like Rucker Park and he would pull up from everywhere and then people would jump on the court. So I think that's the only thing they need to just remember. They are NBA players, and they probably do have their boys there too. But as soon as that last shot goes in, if it's a game winner, you better be right there to protect them. Because I'll never forget when Messi was in Miami. I'll talk about Messi in a second, because he just accepted part of his deal in cryptocurrency for PSG. But Messi was in Miami, leaving a restaurant. I ain't never seen so many people outside of that restaurant like ready for him. And it's crowding everything. You have to have like some back door or something for him to go out of. But these are superstars that they can't even live their normal lives going out there. It only takes one thing. Then that contract, you have to figure out what you're going to do, because the injuries. Look at John Wall. Look how much money he probably messed up with tearing every single part of his lower extremities. So you just have to end up thinking about that.
Yeah, my guy was just walking in the house, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was walking around the house.
Yeah, Achilles gone. So that's the big thing over there. Messi, because I brought it up. So everyone out there that doesn't know, Messi is going to play now for Paris Saint-Germain. They are PSG for everyone. Neymar and Mbappe are also over there, but he accepted his deal. Huh? Yes,
that's your boy.
I know. So his deal is going to be in their native currency, but the other part is PSG has a fan token that's built on the Chili's and Socios platform in cryptocurrency. So he will also be having some of his deal in cryptocurrency because of that fan token. And the fan token allows the fans to engage with the team. It also is a brilliant idea for the team to increase the valuation of the whole soccer club. So congratulations to them. So we talked about football overseas. We're going to go into our fantasy rankings right now. So We're going to end up finishing up the fantasy rankings for the running back. And then I believe next week, we can start talking about quarterback. I think that's the next important thing. And before we touch on the fantasy rankings, I want to let everyone know we will be recording and doing the fantasy draft on the show. Steven and I play in the league together, and then we're probably going to I have one person confirmed that will be coming on the show. I'm looking to get one more from the league confirmed. And what it'll end up being is we'll just talk through the picks and just be able to see how we assemble the team. So some of it will be based off of the rankings Steven and I did. I'm going to admit, half the time I'll make the rankings, and then it only takes one pick from somebody else. It's like, shit, all this out the window. Then you just got to figure out who you're going to end up doing. So what you got to finish up your fantasy rankings for running back?
All right. So quick recap. I know you did 15. I did 10 with 5 honorable mentions. Honorable mentions were Melvin Gordon, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, and Chris Carson. Mm-hmm. What did we do? 10 through 7?
Yeah, you were 10
through 7. All right, I did Najee Harris, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, and Zeke at 7. Number six, Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
Okay. I think some people might think that's a little low, but just with the quarterback situation, like we talked about with Michael Thomas when we did the receivers, you just don't know. I think they'll feed him the ball, but if Michael Thomas isn't there, or if he's not as productive, especially with the toss-up at quarterback, it could be a less productive season than we've come to know for Kamara. Number 5, Nick Chubb. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Georgia.
So I'm not gonna say I was wrong about Nick Chubb when he came out, but my expectations were not for him to be this great this quickly. I knew he was good in college. If you watched him at Georgia, he was dope. Because he played with Todd Gurley, Sony Michel, they carried all those guys split time together. But he's making a name for himself quickly too, and he's got all the tools to be a top 3 back. Absolutely. And Cleveland's on the way up, and they're definitely going to keep using him so they can set the pass game with Odell and Jarvis Landry. So I think he's definitely making his way to the top quickly.
There's only one person that can mess him up in Cleveland, and that's Kareem Hunt. He's just going to steal carries at times. He just better not hope Nick Chubb can't get injured again, because Kareem Hunt just going to clearly
take over. Yep.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook at 4. I think same thing with Chubb. They'll feed him a lot, get him a ton of touches to set up the pass game for the Vikings out there. So, Dalvin Cook came off the injury. He was dope in college at Florida State. Came off the injury. I think it was an ACL injury. So he's bounced back from there. He's kind of like, I wouldn't say under the radar, but maybe a little bit, because he is coming on a lot later than some of these other guys are that are more household names. But
I just hope he doesn't get injured again, because he hurt himself 2 years ago, and that's my only fear about always drafting him. You never know when he's going to get that injury again. Yep.
Number 3, you got Derrick Henry. It's the same thing with the last 2 guys. Like, they're going to use him a lot. We all know what he can do. Like, he's not going to get you a lot of yards, if any, in the pass game. Yeah. He's just give him the rock. I mean, dude, he's 6'4", 245 pounds, for God's sakes. Like, bro, that's a running back, and he runs a 4.4. Like, I mean, you just give him the rock. They have a good offensive line, and I think there's going to be a little less pressure on him this year because they have Julio, they have AJ Brown, who's healthy. Tannehill is getting a lot better. Titans are definitely one of those. They're not flying on the radar because we know how good they are. But when everybody's healthy and they got a full team, like, they're going to be top of the AFC, or where are they going to fit at? But you give Derrick Henry the rock, or at the middle, and you're good. Number 2, the last 2 guys, I think you can go one or two with either one of them. Number 2, I got Christian McCaffrey. When he's healthy, he's a beast. There's no other way to put it. He's a beast. Shout out to the white running backs. He's different. He's different, and I think Sam Darnold's going to rely on him a lot, and the entire team is. I don't really care who the wide receivers are or how good they are. Like, you're going to give him the ball as much as possible. I think he only played in 2 or 3 games last year before getting hurt. You would know that. But I think if he's healthy and the Panthers are smart, they'll give him the rock as much as possible. Number 1, there's no surprise to anybody. We talked about him all the time. I talk about him a bunch. Saquon Barkley. Coming off the ACL injury, we've seen it before. We've seen Adrian Peterson bust out 2,000 yards after tearing his ACL.
That was wild.
Different scenario. AP did it at the end of the season. and I think like the second to last game of the season, which made his 2,000-yard season even more impressive. Barkley did third game of the season last year against the Bears. So Barkley's one of those freak athletes. You and I both saw him play a handful of times in college. I saw him play a couple more times, but when he's like, these conversations are all hypotheticals, right? I mean, we don't know what the season's going to hold, and it's always like the if everybody stays healthy. It's just like the NBA is the most at fault for doing this. Like, when everybody is healthy, who's the best player in the league?
Yeah.
When all these running backs are healthy, everyone that I mentioned, Saquon Barkley, what he can do, his ability in the pass game and in the run game to beat you both ways. He's, I think, by far the best running back and potentially the best offensive player aside from quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm not just saying that because we went to the same school, and he's an absolute legend in State College, as you know. But I just think that when he's at his best, he's unstoppable. Goes back to what I said though. The Giants need to shore up the offensive line.
Yes.
Daniel Jones needs to just turn around, give him the ball.
Yeah.
And that defense needs to get stops and get them back on the field and get them in a rhythm. That's just how you're going to win. But yeah, when he's healthy, when he's rocking and rolling, there's no one better than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. So three things I'm gonna say. For starters, with CMC and with Saquon, I think both of them, what they need is a for sure offensive line. It reminds me of the days with DeMarco Murray. First off, the Cowboys were the most genius team ever to make DeMarco look like he was the super-tastic best running back. The Eagles like, let's scoop him up, and then we got you. But with them, just shore up your offensive line, and then it'll help your running back so much. But I also think, and a lot of people don't realize this, have a good either tight end or wide receiver to take a little bit of it off of the running back. So then you can have Saquon do what he wants to do, which helped having like Odell for a little bit and Sterling Shepard and them out there. It did help Saquon. Because Saquon, when you have to put so much of the brunt every single time, you're going to end up like Chris Carson. And don't do that to yourself. So CMC is the same way. But what's crazy about Christian McCaffrey, it's one of those names that no matter how many McCaffreys follow after Christian, you're going to hear that name. Because I remember watching his brother play, and you just expect him to be like Christian, and it ain't going to happen. When he plays, he even believes like he's going to be to that same level. I think he was at Nebraska for some reason. I was watching it, but yeah. He
tore up Penn State a little bit last year, but everybody did, so it's fine.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up before I go into mine is Derrick Henry reminds me of a way better version of Brandon Jacobs. Like Brandon Jacobs was a big dude. He could not run like Derrick Henry could. And the catching ability, Derrick's isn't amazing, but he can do that. But also, I remember that was when the Giants had Earth, Wind, and Fire out there, which was a lethal combination when they had all three of them. But just recapping mine, so I'll do it really quick. We had J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris, which I know I'm going to regret the Najee Harris one because I know it's going to be so much higher just moving forward. Zeke, Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, Jonathan Taylor, and then Eckler was in that category as well. So going at number 7, and this is contingent upon Kareem Hunt because I don't know how they're going to do it. They need to give him the ball more, but I have Nick Chubb.
Okay.
That's there. I didn't hear somebody that I'm curious what I might have heard it, but I don't know. Number 6, I have Aaron Jones. And Aaron Jones has, but so a lot of the Packers offense, it's really unique. I think the Packers offense, and this is not disrespect at all, it's a lower version of the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Like, every single time, oh, Tyreek's going to get it. Kelsey's going to get it. Even Edwards-Helaire is going to get it. Or whoever the hell the running back is going to get it. But with the Packers, it's like, is it going to be Tunyon that'll end up getting it? Will Aaron Jones have a good game? We know Devontae Adams will have a good game, or will he? So it's tough with the Packers because Jones can give you like 2-3 touchdowns, or he can give you none.
So I'm glad you brought up the Chiefs too. I think just because like those offenses, they don't need a running back. Like they don't need a running back to set up the pass game. because the quarterbacks are so elite. Tom Brady, the Patriots never had a running back.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of, yeah, shout out. They just plug guys in. Like shit, they can plug you and I in, and like we'd be Gucci. Yeah, we'd be Gucci. But like Rodgers and Mahomes and Brady are so elite that they don't need a running back to set the pass game. Like when you look at the Steelers, you look at the Chargers, you look at the Cowboys, you look at the Giants when Eli Manning was there. They all had established running backs. You know, they had Tiki Barber, Jerome Bettis, LT when he was in San Diego, Zeke. You know, all those teams had running backs because like their quarterbacks are they're really good to great, but they're not on that same level of Brady, Mahomes, and Rodgers where like they can just pick apart defense.
Yeah,
you just play a 10 on 11 and it'll be the same thing as if they had a running back. So
exactly.
Yeah, Aaron Jones can get you one of those monster games where he has like 15 carries for like 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. But then the next 3 weeks he'll have 20 carries, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns over that 3-week span.
Yeah.
So it's very hit or miss. So I applaud you for having him in there, but
I know he's a tough one. I know.
It
reminds me of like Jamal Williams because people are picking him up when Jamal Williams had like one good game. Then a week or two later, he's injured. And then also he's not getting as much. So a lot of these players, I have Aaron Jones in here, but Aaron Jones is someone I picked up for a while. So I kind of understand when to play him and when not to play him. That's a big thing with like fantasy football. If you have a running back that's on a team with Brady or with Mahomes or with Rodgers, you have to see like what the weather is like. You have to see the scheme of what the defense does. If it's going to be one of those ground and pound games or like the defense is going to be strapping the receivers, then okay, put in your running back in those situations. Look at when LeGarrette Blount had all those touchdowns. Half the time it was right next to the goal line or something like that. So his points were up through the roof. So you were relying on that touchdown to end up winning. Number 5, Dalvin Cook. So it's crazy how we have our 5 and 4 switch. So it's really interesting. Dalvin Cook had over 1,500 yards last year, which was really good. And number 4, I have Alvin Kamara. And I really don't know what it's going to be like in New Orleans. Most times you can tell how the team is going to go or what's going to happen. First off, you got Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. So I don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what Michael Thomas you're going to get. You don't know what offense you're going to get. So that's one of those things that who knows, but Alvin Kamara is always going to be pretty good, but it's just an asterisk because he can't take the ball straight. They don't do Wildcat every single time. So you got to hope Jameis Winston's not doing no funny business or Taysom Hill will steal some runs from you too. So that's what you have to worry about. Drew Brees had LT at one point. Then he had Alvin Kamara. So he knew how to operate both. But you have a new quarterback that's up there. So I got to see what's going to happen. Number 3 for me, just like Steven had some of his biases with Saquon, I have mine with the number 3. Because goddamn picked him at number 1 last year, and I thought I was going to do something, and he got injured, and that is Christian McCaffrey. I was so hyped to get him at number 1. I was like, bet this season is in the bag. No, he got injured. No. Then they were like, and Christian McCaffrey's coming back. I was like, oh, shit, let's put him in. Injured. He just had to go out of the game. I was like, what the hell? So a strategy a lot of people realize, and I've gone undefeated in the league before, and I've also won 2 or 3 times. I just choose a lot of running backs because I realize when I don't choose a lot of running backs, it messes me up every single damn time. And if I didn't have other running backs, like I had Aaron Jones, I had Chris Carson, and that helped me. And then I also had the Carolina Panthers backup last year. So those helped me when Christian McCaffrey went out. But another big thing that helped, it didn't matter, just like Steve was saying, some situations, it doesn't really matter who the running back is. It didn't matter last year who the running back was for the Panthers. Reason being, they just had Teddy Bridgewater, and not saying that in a bad way, but he was not the most accurate thrower because he's still coming back from that injury he had with Minnesota. So you put almost any running back there, and they were going to get some sort of points. So
Teddy Bridgewater also wears 2 gloves, so
yeah.
I mean, Teddy 2 gloves.
Yeah, he did. But Christian McCaffrey and Saquon as well, both of them, when they are healthy, they're not just running backs. They are legit dual threats to the point that I know at one time they were like, you need to almost put them at both positions type of thing when it comes to fantasy and stuff. And you can't just view them as running backs, and their salaries, they don't want to just be in the running back salary or like the wide receiver. They want the higher salary because that's what they're viewed at. So number 2, I'm going with Saquon, and it's only because the number 1 like wowed me. Like I've never seen a year like that. But Saquon and Christian McCaffrey, if they were both straight healthy, it'd be different. But because I have so much damn fear, because I had Saquon before injured, and then I had Christian McCaffrey injured. There's only one player in this top 3 that did not get injured, and that's Derrick Henry.
Bro, well, I mean, like I am notorious with Derrick Henry because I picked him for like what 4 straight seasons, and he didn't do shit. And the 1 year I don't pick him, he goes off for 2,000 yards.
Yes,
that's like I guarantee you, I'm not picking Jimmy Graham this year. Not doing it.
He's gonna do something.
He's gonna have 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns, and be an all-pro tight end. And I'm gonna be sick, bro. Sick. If that happens, it happens. Dude, it happens every time. Like my guys don't get hurt like yours. Okay, that's like your guys get hurt, and when like your team just falls apart. My guys don't get hurt. They just don't produce.
Yeah.
And I'm just stuck. And then I can't trade him because no one wants to take him. But then I'm afraid to trade them because I think they might come around.
Yeah. So funniest thing before I finish up talking about Derrick Henry, I'll never forget. So there's another person in our league. His name is Matt. And it was the year Kareem Hunt was on the Chiefs. I was like, all right, this is great. Like, let me trade. So we made some crazy trade and I got Kareem Hunt. So I thought I was balling till this man decides to kick a woman. And then my whole team just fell apart. I was like, God damn. It's always the most random things that'll happen. I could be cruising. So any team that anyone knows, I even one time when I went undefeated, I had Todd Gurley, Leonard Fournette, and Alvin Kamara. Like, never forget it. Everything was straight great. But you have to remember, it doesn't count the playoffs in the NFL playoffs. It finished up that week 16 and 17. So I'm like, all right, shit, like, how do I even maneuver this? I took out Todd Gurley. He balled out, so I lost. And it's one of those that I will cruise through the regular season. Just some random shit will always happen. Like, someone will get arrested, someone will get injured, turns out, and you can't control week 16 and 17 because if the coach wants to rest them, that's it.
Yep.
So that's mine. We'll start with the quarterbacks next time. I think with this one, we'll do 15 as well, but it won't be a solid 15. It'll be 10 through 1 is like the serious ones, but 10 to 15, 11 to 15 will be more so like your up and comers or the ones that might have a chance. And we can end up going from there on that one. So that'll be over like the next 2 weeks as well. So that's the end of that. What you got for everyone?
Did you see, there's 2 things I wanted to touch base on. Did you see that LeBron got no votes from any of the executives as the best player in the league? 0 votes. I think Giannis and KD were voted as the best players in the league among executives. Like, I mean, at some point, he's not going to be the best player in the league, but when he's, again, when he's healthy, he's still the best player in the league. Yeah. LeBron is. I mean, people can say what they want, but he's still the best player in the league. So there's that. And obviously LeBron's now taking the underdog storyline to into the season and everything. So there's that. I also want to touch on Tim Tebow. So,
yes.
So anybody who knows me knows that I'm not the biggest Tim Tebow supporter. Never have been. My mom went to Florida, so I just latched on to Tebow because of that. We got every sports magazine cover that he was around. We got it shipped to our house, and we had a whole Tebow mania thing going on when they were rocking and rolling at Florida. But I think everybody knew that he wasn't going to be a quarterback in the NFL. I think we all kind of knew that his throwing motion was completely out of whack. Yeah. Like, it didn't even make sense how bad it was. He did the baseball thing with the Mets. Like, my biggest thing is, again, I'm not the biggest Tebow supporter, but like, why are we all dogging him? Yeah. Like, why is everyone dogging? For trying? Like, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, if that was my son, if that was Mason, I'd be like, yeah, dude, go do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you fail, cool. Like, at least you tried it. Like, Did anyone expect him to be the number one tight end for the Jags? No.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did anybody expect him to make it through preseason without getting cut? Probably not.
Yeah, no.
I mean, bro, he was going to be the number 4 tight end, if not on the practice squad. I mean, I'm sure you saw the video of that block that he threw. That block.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he's never played tight end in the NFL.
No, he just
like you can do all the off-season work, training. Yeah, he was super jacked. Good for him. Like, you can do all the off-season training. You can go do drills. You can go through practice and do drills and catch balls and block and everything. Like, you know as well as I do, playing sports growing up, practice and game speed are completely different.
Yeah.
But like, when you get to the league, we'll have Jay Hill on eventually. He can tell us about that. But like, why are we dogging him? Yeah. Like, if he's like, I mean, Lord knows what he's going to do now. He'll go back to the SEC network or do something like that. But like, bro, he tried. Like, he was never going to take someone's spot. Let's get that out of the way. He was never going to take someone's spot. He was going to be the fourth string tight end or practice squad tight end guy, or get released and go sign somewhere else. Which, like, who knows what's going to happen? But like, why dog him? It's Tebow. I mean, I know he's more of like an attraction than anything else. Than like, I'm sure he wants to be viewed as a professional athlete, but he's more of an attraction than anything. It's Tim Tebow. Like, his name has so much weight on it, and his college numbers are insane. His college career is incredible, one of the best ever. But like, why are we dogging him like this?
I feel a lot of it is hate, and because he's gotten so many opportunities, people just can't be happy for somebody just because the person you wanted couldn't get that one or second chance, that first or second chance. You're hating on Tim Tebow. All he's doing is trying to live out his dream any way possible. And he's done nothing wrong. He talks no shit. He just accepts it. He legit accepts it. Half of people are mad because they call him the Christian boy. It's like, he's doing nothing wrong to anybody. He's not talking shit and then going out there. He's legit just trying to play, and you analyze every single thing. But then when he's behind the mic talking, there's no issues. When he gets back on the field, there's always something.
You think that if he wasn't so outspoken about his faith, that it'd be different?
To be honest, yes, because look at Mark Jackson.
Yeah, with all due respect, I mean,
I know.
if Tim Tebow never mentioned God or anything, or like mentioned his faith, which I think was known when he was coming into college, but if he never mentioned it, or it was never brought up or anything like that, I don't think he'd be as like heavily viewed maybe as he would if he didn't talk about his faith, or we didn't know that he goes to all these third world countries and builds fucking cities for these people. Like, legit, like, he does all these things. He does all, like, but like, he's not doing it because he wants the spotlight or anything. He's not trying out for the mess because he wants the spotlight. Yeah. My guy's just living his life, bro.
That's all he's doing.
And like, I think like, as I've gotten older, and like, you see all these athletes like try to do this or try to do that, and like bro, they're just trying to like live their life like the rest of us. Again, like, if that was my son, I'd be like, dude, go do whatever you want. If you want to go try out for the Mets, go for it, dude. Like, you might not make it, but like, who cares? Like, go have some fun.
Yeah, just the attempt in itself is big.
Yep. I got a quick story though. So I went to, this is completely off topic, but I just wanted to get it out there. So I went to Looney's. I went to Looney's. Anybody up here in the Maryland area knows what Looney's is. I got one in the neighborhood. So I went to Looney's. I was with a buddy of mine. And so backstory, like, I don't really drink anymore. I might if I do drink, it's like one a week. And if I go out to dinner or whatever. But obviously that means like my tolerance is low. And you know me, like, tolerance used to be pretty sky high. Yeah. Like a tank. So I went to Looney's.
Every hour.
Yo, I'm still so sorry about that, bro. I made every single person we were around. We'll talk about that later. We were at Looney's. We got there like 8:30, 8:45, so early, right? And we were there till 11:45, almost 12, probably. Just chilling, right? But I had like 4 beers in that time span. right? Woke up the next morning feeling like I had a 30 pack in like 10 shots. I felt,
damn.
I'm like, bro, did I really just lose it that quickly?
Damn.
Like, bro, I felt so like, I was like, whoa, where did Steven go? Like I felt so like, yeah, it was like, where I'm gone. Like, I just means I'm getting old. Like, that's it, bro. Like, I'm just getting old and it sucks. So I just want to get that off my chest. I'm getting old officially. I turn 30 next March. It sucks. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna feel like I need to cry about it. No.
So if there's any breweries out there that want to sponsor us, we'll definitely have a drink on the show anytime. So if you guys are listening,
that's every hour on the hour.
Every hour. So we will go into that, if not next week, within the next couple weeks, because Steve and I will probably make that a segment about our every shots on the hours and what used to happen. But I want to talk about super fast, the robots. So I was talking to Pillar Wallet again, Kieran, and we were just talking about the robots and stuff. I was like, yo, we are done. Like, people don't think it. They think it's so cool. I don't think it's cool when you see these dudes, these robots falling, and then you see the other ones like jumping over, like they're in some Men in Black or Bad Boy stuff. And I'm like, they are legit jumping over bars, running on ramps, and then they're switching off. Then did a backflip at the end. This is not normal. And then of course, people controlling them are like working it to that extent are hyping stuff. No, that's not cool, because what they used to show in iRobot, they're making that damn near come true at this rate. So that's the first one. You can go look on our social media channels to find out. I promise you'll see it, and people are so hype about it. I want to shout out really quick everyone that's following me. So I hit a smidge of a milestone. I didn't hit the make one yet. So I got to 9,000 followers. So thank you to everyone out there. I know.
Yo, bro, I'm at 345 followers. You gotta tell your followers.
I know.
To come give me a follow.
So I got a trick that I'm going to end up doing. We'll talk about it later on, how you can definitely get a hell of a lot of followers super quickly. I'm going to shout them out right now. Lonely Alien Space Club. So they're an NFT collectibles, and that's my avatar right now. So Lonely Alien Space Club. With them, they're an amazing community. You can basically be who you want to be. So a lot of people start to notice in the NFT world that the ones that are doing really well aren't necessarily the humans that are Black, white, Asian, whatever it is. It's the ones that are not necessarily have a gender or a specific color. So like Lonely Aliens, a lot of people like to be. Some of the monkey ones that are out there, you have like rabbits and penguins that are big ones. Just because nobody really knows. But
I am so lost right now. We're talking about monkeys and penguins and like, where did this come from, bro? So, what is going on?
It's all in the NFT world. So I'll go into a video as well with non-fungible tokens. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to check out the video I just did with Yams with the World of Women. That was our first one we launched on the Anchor platform and Spotify. So check that out. That's where a lot of the people overseas have been watching us at. But with the Lonely Alien Space Club, I probably gained at least 300 to 400 followers in 2 days from them. So we're going to end up hooking Steven up with one of them. And if he wants, he can put it as his picture for like a day. Like them, they will all follow you because they'll accept you a part of the community. After this video is published and put out, I will be shouting you guys out as well. LASC for everyone out there, just put the hashtag in. And the last thing I want to talk about is Robinhood. So Robinhood just released their cryptocurrency revenue. 60% of that revenue was from Dogecoin trading, which lets you all know that it's a lot of retail traders and people that are just getting in the game that hear about Dogecoin when you guys should be getting into like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other ones. Dogecoin is going to make you guys upset at one point. So don't just fall in love with Dogecoin. It is a meme coin. With that, we have a lot of interviews coming up. We have Numio that's up in the future, Redcoin that's coming up, and we have a lot of other good stuff to hook you guys up with. So make sure you guys tune in for our fantasy rankings. Steven has his Penn State videos coming up, which you will definitely love because he will give you a lot of analysis on that. During the season, we will start to talk a lot about the football games that do come up. We'll give our expectations on who are the people to watch for the week. We might even do like waiver wire segments. Those are always the interesting ones, figuring out who's going to be like the top ones on the waiver wire that I can never goddamn get because you always have to end up not drafting really high and stuff because they will mess you up down the road. But that's everything for everyone out there. So we appreciate you all always supporting us. The views are going up. We appreciate that. People around the world are watching us. So we thank you all for that. We got a bigger 300 views and other cryptos are starting to be on the rise. So we appreciate you all over here at We Got Next. And I got nothing. You got anything?
Go follow me at Steven_Springs. Christian is going to just put my Twitter handle in a tweet, and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to see. And so he's going to do that right after we're done with this. I'm telling him to do it.
Yeah.
And come next week, I have 345 followers next week. We're going to see how many followers I can gain just from Christian tweeting out my name and telling people to go follow me. We'll see how well it goes. But yeah, go follow me.
Yes, sir. It'll happen. The only aliens, we going to get them. All right, we out.
Peace.